Hello, welcome to episode 41 of Adventures in Pop. It's lovely to have you along. If you're enjoying the series, do subscribe. If you're not, then as I've said before, don't. But it's lovely to have you here. So we're just going to talk briefly today about my brand new single. But just before we start, a little word of warning. If you hear the sound of what appears to be possibly a war breaking out with many explosions and bangs and strange crashes, don't worry, I'm fine. I'm really fine. It's just here in the UK on the 5th of November, we like to blow things up in remembrance of somebody who didn't quite do the blow. I mean, it makes no sense at all. Man fails to blow up House of Parliament, and so we commemorate it by blowing lots of things up for years and years, hundreds of years after that, just to go out and have some fun and probably injure a good number of people up and down the country. So it's brilliant fun, and your pet has a fabulous time. So welcome to episode 41. Okay, this new single, To the Limit, you have already had the opportunity to have listened to the unplugged version. I'm sure you've had a go at the at-home unplugged on the piano version, which is a few episodes back. So that was just, I think, at the beginning of last week. So please, by all means, go back and have a listen to that unplugged version. Obviously, today what I've got is the plugged version, the full kind of production version. And I want to just say a couple of things. I did touch on last time round when I was talking about this song, To the Limit, my 9th single of 2021, that it has a rhythm. It has a structure, I suppose, that is incredibly rigid, because of the way that the words need to kind of sit on the rhythm. Otherwise it sort of doesn't work, or you'd have bits of words popping out, and it's got to be really smooth, and then it's got to be like to work, then it's got to be like that's how you meant it, like this is no effort at all, because nobody wants to hear somebody making an effort, do they really? So what I was talking about is this. But if I have a look at the actual lyrics, this is what I mean by, having to be really rhythmic, every word having to kind of sit carefully in that line. I've just given you the first verse here. It goes, when every day seems so long and you're feeling like you can't go on summer days the sun would never sink, but winter comes around quicker than you think. And when you hear the music, you kind of hear why, comes around quicker than you think. It can't be a syllable longer than that or shorter. So it's got to be that number. Then you've got to sit there, scratching your head thinking, what do I actually say that stays true to that quite exacting rhythm, but also says something. I mean, it can't just be, a nursery rhyme. It can't just be nonsense words. So you've got to try and make sense of that. So it's quite a challenge doing that. And as I've said many times before, you'll be the judge of whether that has been successful or not. The other thing which I think is interesting to talk about on this song, maybe there's two elements of kind of the instrumentation. One is, very, very excitingly, this song has got a guitar solo. I mean, how many of my songs, have all the whole, whatever it is, 45 songs that I've released, how many of them have got guitar solos? Very few is the answer. I mean, it might be about 3 or 4 out of all of that number. This guitar solo, right, so admission here, I'm not playing this guitar. This guitar is a really beautiful sample, works fantastically well, and I'm going to play you that sample right now, just so you can hear just the guitar solo on its own. That's quite fun, isn't it? It's quite nice. It's a moment of joy when you find a sample that you know is going to just sit right into the track and enhance it, make it sound really professional. Something you probably would need to be playing guitar for kind of 10 years to get that good, fluent, rather lovely sound. Okay, now the other aspect of this is coming up with a bunch of things that I think the music publishers and music companies call ear candy. Now, I'm sure you've heard the term ear candy, but this is about finding things, noises and sounds and bits of voices and other often, quite odd things that sit into the track and just make your ears smile. They bring a bit of texture. They signify that, it's different from the last time we heard it through because now we've got all this stuff going on. It gives you an opportunity to put things, right over on the left, right over on the right, bringing, as I say, strange voices that are saying something, but you never quite hear what they're saying, which is fine because it doesn't matter. It's not relevant, but it creates a sound. It creates atmospherics, and I put quite a lot of time into this. Now, look, with atmospherics, you've got to be careful. You could spend weeks because there's now, an infinite number of glitches and noises and cymbal sounds and organic sounds and techno sounds and all that kind of thing that you can find pretty easily and put them all over your track. So there's a couple of problems with this. One is you don't want to spend the rest of your life just searching for a thing that goes, and makes no difference to anybody, but you spent an entire week finding that is exactly right for you. No, don't do that. The other thing is, you could just put so much of this stuff onto your track that it completely detracts from the actual song itself, and you mustn't do that either. So you've got to find a nice, comfortable, interesting middle ground. So I'm going to just play you a bunch of the ear candies, the little noises and voices as they come in towards the end of the song. Great. And do you know what? That's it. All I want to do is apologise to you for the fact that I haven't got a very interesting video. Look, a lot of my videos, I know I've cheated in lots of cases and used all those, clips from the library of pexels.com, and I talked about pexels.com in an earlier episode. So as I say, some of my videos have been stories. They've been something you can kind of act out, or you find the right film clips to make that kind of come alive and work. I couldn't find that for this song. I did think, what does this look like, this song? And the answer is I don't know. It doesn't have a very strong visual to the limit. And I didn't want to just find a bit of film of a word that I say in the line. I mean, that's a bit too crass, really, isn't it? A bit too obvious, even for me. So I'm afraid what I've got for you is a lyrics video, but so don't worry about the lyrics video. I mean, enjoy it for what it is and have a listen to the song. I'd love to know what you think of it. It's, as I say, my 9th track of this year, and I will leave you with that, but all I will say is coming up very soon there's another Rothman and Jacobs track coming out next week. So this will be the second Rothman and Jacobs single, and we'll talk a bit more about that during next week. The other thing is, today is, as well as the day where we blow things up day, today is also Abba Day, and the new album, Voyage, has been released today to some, I'd say, honestly, some slightly mixed reviews, but I guess mostly on the side of positive. But if we want to really know if this album is working for ABBA fans, then we have to go back to my very good friend Ian, who is, Abba fan, Mr. Extraordinaire from way back. I mean, he's been an Abba fan since before, since before Bjorn and Benny even thought of Abba. No, that's not really true, but you know what I mean. He's a big time Abba fan. So I got in touch with him during the week, said, hey, once you've had a little bit of a chance to listen to the album, to live with the album for a few days, would you do me the honour of allowing me to interview you again so that you can give us your view on, the whole album? We talked about 2 tracks last time. Now there is a whole album. So we will have a bit more ABBA chat next week, as well as look forward to the new Rothman and Jacobs single and a whole lot more besides. It's been lovely having you here. I leave you with To The Limit, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
When every day seems so long and you're feeling like you can't go on summer days, the sun would never sink, but winter comes around quicker than you think, and you tell yourself that you used to be strong, but now you're feeling like something is wrong. We don't count the days going past, just live each moment like it's your last. You gotta live each day to the limit, every hour, every minute. We're part of a tapestry that links us all together. We stand beside each other forever. Sometimes you just gotta commit. You make a choice and then you go for it. Don't dream about the future or live in the past. Just grab every moment like it's your last. And people wanna turn away from reality, build a world of escape and fantasy, because the real world, it can be hard to take. Who wants suffering and heartache? You gotta live each day to the limit, every hour, every minute. We're part of a tapestry that links us all together. We stand beside each other forever. You gotta live each day to the limit, every hour, every minute. We're part of a tapestry that links us all together. I'll stand beside you forever.